I just want to scream, right? Great new day to all my self-care family and friends. Welcome back for another episode of Room to Breathe. How's everybody feeling today? Let's start with that. Let's start with how are y'all feeling today? We feeling good? I seen some green hearts in the chat. Amazing, Kale says. So I want to welcome each and every one of you in to the Self-Care Club's Room to Breathe. For those of you who are new here, my name is Shantae. I'm better known as Life Coach 614 here on social media, and I am a Master Certified Self-Care and Boundaries Life Coach. Here at the Self-Care Club, our mission is to provide a safe space for individuals to embrace their healing journeys. Our goal is to empower members to turn their struggles into strength through motivational content, community support, and personalized coaching. Our focus is to inspire a culture of self-care and well-being, guiding our community towards a healthier, more balanced life. So, whether you are tuning in today on the radio or joining us via the live stream, I am happy and delighted to have you here. And if you happen to catch this on the replay, be sure to drop a comment letting me know where you're from. Now, before we dive in, let's go ahead and set some boundaries for our space. With the help of our amazing admins and moderators, we are maintaining a peaceful and safe space for sharing, caring, and embracing our individual paths to self-care. Your engagement in the conversation, tapping the screen, sharing the live helps immensely. And remember that every gift and membership contribution during the live stream directly supports the Self-Care Club LLC, creating a wave of positive change within the community. Your generosity truly drives our mission forward. So if any of you are seeking to tap into some more of our free resources, or you wish to book a personalized coaching session, please head over to selfcareclub.org for more details. Now, together, let's commit to making this community a beacon of positivity for everyone. If you are ready to embark on a new self-care journey with me today, let me see some green hearts in the chat. I see y'all, Kale, Soren, Mr. T, Smarter Girl, First Lady, Ruffman, Eve, I am. I see you guys in the building today. So, of course, we are still in our 45-day challenge, you guys. And this is a transformation spanning over 45 days through July and August. It's about turning our struggles into strength and empowering our healing journeys. So each day we have information packed in to help us boost our self-awareness and to arm us with tools to tackle life's obstacles head on. The goal is to nurture a mindset that is not just resilient but downright unstoppable. By the end of this challenge, the focus or goal is for us to emerge stronger and more capable and ready to take on whatever life throws our way. So our quote for today, and I want you guys to add this to the chat for me. The quote for today is, "This is just a chapter, it's not the whole story." This is just a chapter, not the whole story. This is just a chapter, not the whole story. Yes. So life is a journey filled with diverse experiences. And sometimes it is very easy for us to get caught up in just a single moment, right? Just a challenging period, something that stops us in our tracks, right? We freeze like a deer caught in the headlights, right? And we start to believe that that moment that has trapped us, this situation that is happening, all of a sudden we believe that that moment defines our entire existence. This mistake I made, this toxic relationship that I entertained, this misstep, right? This situation now defines who I am. But in reality, it's just one small part of a bigger, much larger narrative. And so it's time for us to begin to understand that, the nature of life has the nature of life has chapters, right? And so we know that our life is basically just one big story waiting to unfold. And so when we think about your favorite book or your favorite movie, right? It's not just the climax, right? It's not just the sad story that's taking place. Or it's not just the happy ending in the end that makes it memorable. It's the entire story with all of its twists, all of its turns, right? If you're reading a book and the book is really good, or you're watching a movie and the movie is really good, that movie is filled with highs and lows. That movie can make you laugh and make you cry. That book is going to trigger some things inside of you that you may have thought was dead. You're like, why am I crying? I thought I got over this. But in the end, when you're finished, you're like, damn, that was a good movie. That book was good. Even though we done laughed, we done cried, we done got pissed off, right? That's what truly makes it so good. And so our lives are no different than this. Each chapter, each scene, whether it's joyous or difficult, contributes to our growth, and it contributes to our understanding. And so, if I was to share with you guys a personal story, because I like to use myself as a living testimony for y'all. A few years ago, I faced a significant setback, and I literally felt like my world was ending. Like life for me was ending. I was overwhelmed with doubt, with frustration. I literally watched my dream slip away. Right? It was at this point in my life, it was the one thing that I wanted more than life itself. And I had to come to grips with the fact that I could not have it, no matter how much I wanted it. And I had to not only have it taken from me, but I had to be willing to let it go. Right? And so it was a very difficult point in my life. And I definitely at that time was not as far as I am in my healing journey. And so it took a lot, and it really threw me into a very dark space. And honestly, I would say that was probably my lowest of lows, my lowest point. And so, when I looked back at that, all the pain, all the hurt, right? But looking back at that situation now, I realized that situation was just a chapter in my book. At the moment, it felt like it was going to be the entire story because I thought life was over. I thought I would never be happy again. I thought I could never love again. I thought I would never have room in my heart for joy. Peace, what is that? Right? So I had even, for the first time in my life, I had even had a problem with God. Right? And y'all know that's who we turn to, right? So for the first time in my life, I had beef with God. And so for me, life as I knew it was over because I could never imagine in all my years of living at that point being angry with God. And so now, I'm 45 years old. I look back at that particular chapter of my life that was 20 something years ago, almost 20 years ago now. And so when I look back at that, I recognize that was just a chapter. That was just something that I needed to experience. I needed to go through. Right? It taught me resilience. It definitely taught me patience. And I'm talking about a deep patience, a patience where I had to learn and understand that it was not my will, but the will of God. right? So it didn't teach me tolerance. I don't need to tolerate people, right? It taught me deep-seated patience to understand that what God has planned for me is for me, regardless of what I think is for me. Because that particular chapter of my life, I thought that was for me. I claimed it. I thought it was mine. Right? And so I had to become more resilient. I had to become more patient. Right? I had to learn how to trust the process of life and the importance of perseverance. And so now looking back, I can stand here and say that wasn't the end of my story. In fact, even though I was an adult by this time, I really feel like that was part of the beginning for me, right? That was the cliffhanger part. Like maybe that was just the end of season 1. You know how when you watch a series on TV and they leave with the season finale and it pisses everybody off because we gotta wait 6 months or we gotta wait a year for another one? Honey, that was the end of a season for me. And I had to leave y'all hanging. And the craziness of it is all of this particular chapter of my life that I'm referring to was revealed to me on Christmas Eve. And the actual end of this situation was New Year's Eve, so December 31st. And so to know for me to be able to go back to this situation and recognize that was just the end of a season. There's a new season beginning, right? And within that new season, new things began happening. Growth began happening. I felt like I was in the mud, but we know that lotus flowers bloom in the mud, in the murky, dirty water, right? And so, that wasn't the end of my story. It was simply a stepping stone. It was simply building up to what was to come. And I had to then learn that the things that are ahead of me are so much greater than the things that are behind me. And so, this leads me into wanting to, talk about why perspective matters, right? I'm constantly, telling you guys to choose positivity. And when people are like, well, why? Well, because you can, right? We have to have a more positive mindset. We have to think more optimistically about things because the perspective of things matters. When we view our challenges as just a part of our journey, yeah, because it's a choice, right, Shan? When we view our challenges as just a part of the journey, just a piece of the journey, right? It allows us to gain the strength to keep moving forward. So in that particular situation, it was revealed to me in a dream that this is something that you have to do. This isn't something that you're going to like. This isn't something that you're going to want to do, but this is something that you have to do. And you have to do it because I have something greater for you. Thank you for the follow. I have something more for you. I have something bigger for you, right? And so in that dream, I finally found peace with my frustration with God. I finally had peace. And I had a whole week of beef. Because at that point I was like, yo, Jesus, it's on sight. 7 whole days, y'all. I was like on sight. I'm coming. I was on an express ride to fight. And in that dream, things were revealed to me, and I finally had a sense of peace. And I finally had a sense of understanding. And I still didn't understand why that particular chapter had to happen in the way that it did. Why that particular chapter had to happen at all, right? But I was able to understand that it's not my will. It's His will. It's what He wants. And like a spoiled little kid, He gave me what I asked for. He gave me what I wanted. He gave me what I begged for. To then reveal to me, now, I gave you exactly what you asked for, but this is the downside, right? So I gave you what you asked for, but you're not giving me what I'm asking you for. You're not listening to me. right? It's like the kid on Christmas when they want to write down all of these things and they have no idea how to use these toys. They want them because little Johnny got one. Susan got one, and so I want one because Susie got one, right? So I was that bratty little kid throwing a tantrum to get what I want. And I got exactly what I wanted. Because, I mean, if you pray about it hard enough, he'll give it to you. The outcome, the desired outcome, might not be what you think it's going to be. He'll give it to you. Right? Set you right on up. And then he's going to be like, do you hear me now? I felt like that year God was like, yo, this thing on, dummy, can you hear me now? No, I was like, yes, I hear you now. And so, you know, I began to understand that, you know, this setback was truly a setup for me to come back and to come back stronger, right? And so I started viewing that challenge and all the other challenges thereafter. I was digging up old challenges, trying to get the message from the mess, right? That I understood that all of that mess that we go through in life has a message behind it. That all of these tests that I have endured over the last 45 years are my testimony. And that I am supposed to enjoy the journey. That I was gaining strength to continue to move forward. That I wasn't supposed to define myself based upon that single moment. I started embracing, you know, the entirety of the experience. I tried it. I prayed on it. And without going too deep into it, I prayed to be a mom because at the time I felt like I was less than a woman. And so I prayed on this. And I wanted to know that I'm a real woman. You know what I mean? Like, not like I had ever questioned my identity or sexuality, but I felt in this moment of my life that I was less than a real woman because I was not having a child. And so I prayed on it and I begged and I begged and I begged. And the thing that I kept praying for was, can I get pregnant? You see what I'm saying? Like, just prove to me that there's nothing wrong with me. Because, you know, countless doctor's appointments, they're telling me, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, oh, it's this. You know, months, hell, a year of poking and prodding and testing and being analyzed by people who don't look like me and who don't understand me and don't have my best interest at heart, judging me, literally putting me under a microscope, not to deliver me any results, just there to study me, right? And so I prayed and I prayed, and so God was like, cool, listen, I'll show you that. You a good kid. I'm gonna show you that there's nothing wrong with you and that you can do this. But then I'm gonna let you know this ain't what I got for you to do. But I'm gonna give you enough so you can see that there is nothing wrong with you, that you are still beautifully and wonderfully made because I made you, right? So I'm gonna give you what you asked for. In fact, because you're so obedient and asking for it and praying for it, and you're very specific in what you want, I'm gonna give you exactly what you asked for, and I'm gonna go ahead and multiply it, and I'm gonna give you 2, just to show you. This is not a drill. This is not a mistake. So I'm gonna provide you with 2, give you twins. But at some point, I'm gonna have to let you know this is not my plan for you. And it's gonna break your heart, but you're gonna get the confirmation that you were looking for. So I had to go through that journey, y'all. And I know that I know that now it was what I needed, because I did not, it took a while, but I did not feel like I was less than. I spent some time mourning, and then I had to keep being reminded that joy comes in the morning and that I'm still here. And if it's his will, he did it before, he'll do it again, right? And so if it's meant for me to have a baby, he did it before, he'll do it again. I need to take my hands off of it. I need to stop forcing something, right? So I learned a painful but very important lesson. And if I could go back and do it all over again, I don't think I would change any of it. Because again, that hurt and that pain is now my power to keep going. That hurt and that pain is my power and my ability to help someone else keep going, right? To be what I needed then. To be the testimony that I needed at the time. Because trust and believe, y'all, I wasn't getting it. Good morning, Mr. Awesome. I wasn't getting that. I wasn't alone. There were, my friends and my family, they were there. They didn't know how to be there, right? They didn't know what to say, what to do. They were just there. And even if they knew what to say or do, I doubt that I was ready to receive it. Because again, I was not this far in my healing journey. I hadn't even recognized that I needed to heal yet, right? I was on autopilot living life on my own terms because I was a strong black woman and I'm going to do what I want, right? Even when it comes to praising God, I was like, I'm going to do what I want. And Jesus, you're going to give me what I want because that's what I want. So I had to learn through that. I had to get through that. And at a point, I finally realized that I had to stop defining myself based upon that single moment. And I had to start embracing the whole experience, right? And once I did that, once I was able to shift my mindset to focus on the good, right? To focus on positive thoughts, then the good got better. The positivity began to multiply and manifest into something that I had never even imagined, right? I was able to find hope and motivation through my darkness. It was dark, and at that point, no one else was able to turn a light on for me. So while sitting in my darkness, I began thinking of positive things, thinking of brighter things, thinking of things to motivate me and empower me, right? And so through my darkest times, I was able to get up and turn the light on myself. I sat there for a while waiting for someone else to do it. And then I had to remind myself, or maybe it was God mimicking me, talking about, you a strong black woman and you can do it yourself, right? Because I really do believe that God has a sense of humor. And so when I was sitting in my darkness, I kept hearing it. But it was like being mimicked back to me, like, nah, you got this, girl. You strong. You can do it. Go turn the light on yourself, right? And I'm like, no, I need somebody to do it. And it's like, nah, you got this. Get up, right? So I had to hype myself up. I had to pick myself up. But I know that was nothing but God. He just had to speak to me in a language that I understood, right? And I understood me. So he gave me in return. And so I shifted my mindset. And that's why I chose to start seeing things on a more positive note. I started realizing that the company that was around me, a lot of my friends at the time was serving me toxic energy. They were enabling me, right? So I had to begin to recognize that, I need to shift. Because mama said I'm the company, that I keep. Watch the company you keep. And birds of a feather flock together. And these people ain't going nowhere. So I need to move. I need to shake things up. I need a little shift, right? So I began moving out of that circle. I began finding other spaces. I ended toxic relationships. Now I ain't gonna hold y'all. I jumped into a couple more toxic relationships because it's what I knew. Until I recognized that this ain't it. But I was faithful. I was obedient, right? I kept thinking, there's more, it gets better. There's more, it gets better. And guess what? It got better. My husband showed up in my life, in our life, because at that point I had began fostering a child. And that was heaven sent anyway. That was not planned in any way, shape, or form. That was one of those things where it's just like it just happened, right? Began to foster a child. Started being a solo parent, right? Overnight, literally. Met my husband, who has been a key player in our life from day one. And so I kept focusing on the good, focusing on the positive. And so I really feel like God then blessed me to say, you know what? Let's go ahead and end that season. Let me go ahead and end that season for her. She gets it. She got it. She's focused, right? She's ready. So let's go ahead and end this season of toxic energy for her. She's being obedient. She's listening to me now. She hears me now. So let me go ahead and introduce her to the other side of the game. Let me get somebody where she can feel comfortable enough to heal. Let me put her in the path of someone who will allow her to be herself so she can stop pretending to be all these other things. And so that's exactly what happened. I met my husband and I felt safe. I felt secure. I felt comfortable and confident enough to just be myself. My messy, unhealed, toxic, harboring self. And he showed up and was like, we ain't doing none of that. Don't worry. Oh, every time we get into a disagreement, you want to run? Come on back. We ain't doing none of that. Sit down. Let's talk about it. I'm like, wait, you talk? You don't want to fight? You talk? He like, yeah, I'm not doing all that. Sit down. Okay. I was being obedient. I was listening. I was submitting, right? And so things kept getting better. He encouraged me to go to therapy and to get help and things like that. And he's like, I'll wait. And y'all, it was a rough period when I first started healing. But he said, I'll wait. He recognized early on, this is just a chapter in our story. And we're going to be okay. He didn't say until trauma does us part. He said until death does us part. Right? And so one trigger after another, we began unpacking things. We began healing. We became two hurt people who decided we don't want to hurt each other. We became two hurt people who decided instead of hurting people, we're going to help people. I helped him. He helped me. We help our son. We help our family. Right? So again, it's all about that mindset change. It's all about that perception change. And it's about you picking up the pen and deciding where one chapter ends and another chapter begins. It is all about you taking your power back to say, you know what? I don't want that anymore. Right? I've lived this chapter. I've done this. I've seen this. I don't want this anymore. So we're going to go ahead and end the chapter right here. Boom. It ain't even got to make sense. It's my story. It don't even got to make sense. That chapter can end in the middle of a sentence. I don't even care. Figure it out. But boom, I want to start this. Chapter 45. Right? Chapter 45, the renewal. Chapter 45, the healing. Chapter 45, the love within. Right? Finding me. Hell, every chapter of this book could be called Finding Me. Loving me. I'm going to do it all over again. Right? So, again, you know, perspective matters. Perspective is everything, right, Kale? So, when I say choose positivity, you choose positivity because you can. Even if Rome is burning down all around you, I choose to. I choose to be positive and know that the fire ain't touching me. Right? One of my favorite songs, he's like, Mount Everest ain't got shit on me. right? Because I'm on top of the world. Doesn't matter. Whatever else is going on in my life, whatever I've come through, wherever I've come from, whatever I've gone through, whatever mistakes that I've made, whatever ties that I have broken, whatever bridges that I have burned, they don't matter. I'm going to do the shadow work, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab whatever lessons I need to learn. Right? I'm going to go back and I'm going to try to find whatever message that I can in all that mess. But I'm not going to sift through the mess for too long, because I don't want to get up smelling like shit. So I'm not going to dig through it for too long. Right? It's only so much mess from my past that I'm willing to tolerate. Just enough to learn the message. Great new day, Joseph. Welcome in. Professor K, welcome in. And I see you. Side Hustle Queen Creations, welcome in. So again, we're going to reflect. We're going to think about our past. We're going to think about the things that we've been through. And we're going to see if there's a lesson in it for us, right? We're going to see if there is something in there for us to learn. Y'all, your girl had to hydrate. It's been a minute. But again, I'm not going to stay there for too long. I'm not going to sit in it for too long. I'm going to see what I need to see, and I'm going to get on up out of there. Because I'm focused on the good. I know that I am a being that is meant to multiply things. And I don't want to multiply the mess from my past. I do not want to drag the mess from my past with me into my future. The bag is too heavy. I'm not interested in carrying it. I do not want to pay the extra fee to bring it across. I literally just want to go be free and be happy. And in order to do that, I have to shift my mindset. I have to unsubscribe from the toxic things, the toxic energy. I have to stop identifying as this hurt girl. I have to stop identifying as a toxic person. Right? I'm healing. I'm not hurt. I'm healing. So again, just shift your mindset to allow yourself to understand that this thing that you're going through, this season within your life, is just a season. It is simply a chapter. It is a chapter in your story. But you are the narrator. So you get to determine when you want this chapter, this season, to be over. I declare whatever it is that I am going through right now that is causing me pain, that is hurting me, that is causing me stress, that is bringing drama into my life, I declare that I do not want it anymore. Yes, Soren, I am not hurt. I am healing. Because see, I'm not hurting. The hurt already happened. The pain already happened. I don't identify with that pain anymore. I'm healing. Now, we all know that in the healing process, you still feel some of the after effects. But if you fall down, if you're riding a bike and you fall off the bike, you fall once. You then get up and you keep moving. Now, once I got up, yeah, my damn knee still hurts. I am bleeding. My elbow hurts because I fell hard. Once I put the Band-Aid on, it doesn't go away. Right? It doesn't go away. But I'm healing. So I'm not on repeat. I'm not going to keep falling. And listen, I'm not going to allow that fall to stop me from getting back on that bike again. Because I really enjoy riding the bike. Morning, love. I really enjoy riding that bike. So I made a mistake. I didn't lift up the handlebars quick enough to jump the curb, and I fell on my ass. Nah, everybody poops. Life happens. I got a little scar. It's just another little chapter. Just a little piece of the chapter, right? But I'm not going to give up what I love, which was riding the bike, right? So I'm going to get back on the bike, but first I'm going to go do a first aid. First I'm going to go do a little self-care. I'm going to clean up the wound. Thank you, love. I'm going to clean up the wound. I'm going to put a Band-Aid on it. I'm healing because I'm still here. I'm still standing there. I got a Band-Aid on. Applied a little triple antibiotic ointment on it. Hopefully it don't leave a lasting scar. But you know what? That pain that I feel on my elbow or my knee just reminds me of what not to do next time. And if I don't spend all my time focusing on the little boo-boo on my knee, if I don't spend so much time focusing on it, all of a sudden that thing gonna be completely healed up and I ain't even gonna remember. I'm not gonna remember the pain that I felt. A couple times when I get in the shower, it's gonna sting a little when the water hit it. That's just God reminding us, hey, remember me? Did you learn that lesson? You're not gonna do that again, right? So even though we go through things in life and we have this trauma and then we have these triggers, anxiety is one of the things that happen that is equivalent to when we get in the shower and we forget we got a cut and that thing sting. That's what anxiety does to us. Anxiety is telling us, hey, you about to do something. You about to do something that's about to trigger you. You about to do something that's going to set you off. You about to do something that's going to hurt you. And it's going to make you remember what happened 2 years ago when you did it. This relationship, this friendship, this ain't it. So anxiety is just trying to give you a little warning that, hey, this is about to happen. But you're still fully in control. You just got to say, okay, anxiety, I hear you. I hear you. Okay, it stings. It's time for me to change the dressing on it. I need to get a different bandage. The sting that I feel from this just tells me I'm still alive, that I'm still here. Okay, I get it, anxiety. I'm not calling depression into this. I got it. I got it. You can relax, anxiety. I got it. I understand. Because I remember that that's just a sign that I'm healing. I'm not yet healed. I'm healing. Right? So we can't be afraid of our anxiety. Right? We need to sit there and say, okay, what's happening? Because when our body is trying to tell us something is wrong, when anxiety starts to show up for us, when we start to feel nervous and we start to jitter, that's our body saying, I need you to focus on me. I need you to pay attention to me. I need you to remove whatever is happening around here. I need you to get up and move. I need you to get up and leave. I need you to protect yourself because you're about to fall and you're about to fall hard. So I need you to protect yourself. I need you to be careful. And so once you start to realize, okay, what is my body trying to tell me? Oh, red flag, red flag, red flag. Wait a minute. I see you, anxiety. You need to give your anxiety a name. Right? If the word anxiety is just too much and you don't want to identify, give him or her a name. When my anxiety starts to flare up, honey, it is a whole character. I see her. She feisty and she spicy, y'all. We get along just fine. No medication required. Right? Because I see her and I put respect on her because I know that she is here to protect me. And I know that she a little spicy and I know that she gonna clap back and she gonna say some things. But I recognize that her job is to protect me. And she is very passionate about what she does. So my anxiety is the GOAT. She is the greatest of all time. Because she is simply trying to protect me. And so again, that is me shifting my mindset. Because anxiety always gets a bad rap. Everybody thinks anxiety is something that is so horrible and so bad. Right? So much so that many of us don't even want to identify as having anxiety. Newsflash, everybody has anxiety. Everybody just has situations where it presented itself. So, once I started recognizing that my anxiety had a job to do and she do her job well, me and her became best friends. So I started recognizing when I started feeling a certain, queasiness in my stomach. I started realizing when my hand would start to itch a certain way when certain people would come around, or my mood would shift, my heart rate would change. Because she was in there running around like, girl, some shit is about to pop off. Right? That's that unlocked empath 2.0, right? Like, I always knew some things, but when I recognized that anxiety was my best friend, it was like empath level 200 unlocked. So much so now that when people are in my presence, I'm like, girl, this is not gonna work. My anxiety be like, you see that? I'd be like, girl, I see that. She'd be like, no, do you see that? I'd be like, yeah, I see it. She'd be like, let's go. She be grabbing our coat at the door and everything, like, come on, let's go, Shantae. We ain't got this to do. She be like, Shantae, life coach, diva, whoever you is today, let's go. Because we don't have them to do. And I used to fight it. That's why she used to go to hell off. Running through here like a tornado or hurricane, tearing shit up. Because I couldn't control her. Now I respect it and I listen to it. So again, that's still about my mindset changing. Me embracing who I am. Every aspect of me, anxiety and all. Me realizing that my depression was a choice. And that I could choose something different. And for some of us, our depression means we have to choose to have medication, right? We got to choose to go to therapy. We've got to choose to talk to a doctor. We've got to choose to talk about it, right? But my depression, I can't speak for everybody's, my depression was a choice. And I now choose to unsubscribe to that. I choose to focus on the positive. That doesn't mean that life isn't still lifing for me. It just means that I choose to focus on something bigger and something better. I choose to recognize that in life, this is just a chapter. It is not my whole story. It's just another chapter in the book, right? Another episode in the season. So I've got some affirmations for you guys to remember. I've got 5 affirmations, and then I'm going to give you guys a few actionable tips. So our affirmations for today are, I am resilient and capable of overcoming challenges. I am resilient and capable of overcoming challenges. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Hi, Kojo. My story is unfolding exactly as it should. My story is unfolding exactly as it should. I am in control of how I respond to life's events. I am in control of how I respond to life's events. I am growing stronger and wiser in every experience. I am growing stronger and wiser with every experience. Thank you. All right, so our actionable tips, takeaway tips for you guys. Tip number 1, pause and reflect. Pause and reflect. When you find yourself faced with a difficult situation, simply take a moment to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this challenge help me grow? how can this help me grow? Number 2, practice self-compassion. Yeah, I know how I feel about the self-love, right? Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would a friend. And remember, it is okay to have bad days. Absolutely fine. It is 100% okay to not be okay sometimes. You have to be gentle with yourself, and you have to recognize that this is just a chapter. It is not the whole story. Number 3, set small goals. Smart goals, right? Break your goals down into smaller, more manageable steps. Begin to celebrate each and every victory along the way. This will help you to stay motivated, and it will remind you that progress is being made just one step at a time, right? We don't focus on the staircase. We just focus on taking one step at a time. Number 4 is to seek support. Surround yourself with supportive people who uplift you and encourage you. Know that there is a village out there for you. There is a community. There is a safe space for you. If you have not identified another safe space, let me just go on and invite you over here to the Self-Care Club, right? It's important for you to have a space to be able to share your thoughts and your feelings unapologetically, free from judgment, right? And we have to realize that sometimes that external perspective can help us to see the big picture. It can help us change our perspective as we're trying to rewrite our narrative, right? It also reminds us that we're not alone on our journey. We are all here for self-care, but we don't have to do it by ourselves. Number 5, stay present. There are 2 days that we have zero control over. Yesterday and tomorrow. Got no control. Yesterday, it's gone. It's already happened. Nothing we can do about it. Tomorrow isn't promised. It is not here yet. Got no control over that either. But you know what I can do? I can focus on today. I can focus on right now. Right here, right now, in this moment. So it is important for us to stay present and focus on the present moment. We need to do more mindfulness practices. Meditate when possible. Practice your deep breathing exercises, because if you are trying to build a relationship with your anxiety, you must be able to breathe. Because the only way that you can keep him or her under control is to breathe. That is how you maintain your power in those situations when you begin to feel like everything is falling down. When you begin to feel like everything is falling apart, you have to breathe. You have to control your breathing. You cannot allow your breath to control you, right? So you want to make sure that you do things to help you stay grounded, because when you are fully present in the moment, in this moment, it makes it easier to navigate the ups and the downs of life. Number 6 is to visualize your future. You've got to be able to see it, to believe it, to achieve it, right? So spend some time visualizing where you want to be in life. Create your vision boards, right? Write down your aspirations. Start focusing on planning your goals. This will allow you to remember that the current chapter that you are in is just a stepping stone. That there's more on the horizon. That there's something better to come. Number 7, engage in self-care. Prioritize self-care activities, holistic, right? All aspects. You want to find things that nourish your body, your mind, your spirit. You want to tap into your creativity. You want to get more spiritual with whatever that means for you. Right? You want to start to tap into things, whether it's reading a good book, taking a walk in nature, enjoying a hobby. Y'all know me, I be painting, right? Self-care can provide you with the necessary respite that you need to recharge, and self-care helps you to gain perspective. You can start to see the areas and the times where things are going wrong, so that way you can rewrite this story to go right. Right? When things aren't going right, self-care allows you to recognize that I just need to move left. So again, self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is a priority. And you have to spend time prioritizing your self-care every single day. Because sometimes Saturday cannot wait. If you are a person who just believes that, oh, I'm going to do all my healing on Saturday for self-care Saturday, that's cute. But when life gets to life and on Monday, baby, you might not be here on Saturday. And if we know that we cannot control yesterday or tomorrow, then I need some self-care now. I need some self-care today. I need some self-care in this moment, because I might not be here on Saturday. And I do not want my tombstone to say, she was going to heal on Saturday. No, that's not how it works. She was going to heal on Sunday. She told me all about what she had planned. Nah, my tombstone gonna say she died healing. She definitely was growing through all the things she was going through. Right? So engage in self-care. Prioritize your self-care every single day. And you don't have to just pick one thing, right? Figure out how to incorporate self-care tasks into your day and every single thing that you do. Hey, Angelica, welcome in. And then our last tip for today, number 8, is embrace change. Y'all know I tell you, I keep your head on the swivel, right? We have to understand that change is a part of life. And so there is no point in resisting it. We need to embrace change. We need to be adaptable, right? Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well. We need to understand that each change, whether it is welcomed or not, contributes to your personal growth. And it's just another piece to another chapter in a single part of your amazing story. So again, we are no longer resisting change. We are embracing change. I'ma grab change by the horns, honey, and I'ma ride that bull till I fall off. Right? I'm in charge of this. I control this ride. I'm the captain of this ship now. And so what if I had to change course? So what if it takes me a little longer to arrive? This is my story. I get there when I get there. Right? So what? I got knocked down 10 times. The story ain't about me getting knocked down 10 times. It's about me getting up 11 times. Because it's my story. And I tell it how I want to tell it. Now you can receive it how you want to receive it, but this is my story that I'm writing. This is my life to live. So again, remember that every single chapter in your life serves a purpose. It shapes you into who you are. It shapes you into who you are becoming. Thank you so much, Angelica. Make sure you go subscribe to my YouTube channel. You would just search the @ symbol and then Life Coach 614, and then you can actually go back and watch the replay of this. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you as well. So again, you guys, our challenges, they shape us into who we are and who we are going to become. The challenges that you face today will be the stories of your resilience that you can share tomorrow. So I encourage each and every one of you to keep dreaming, keep writing, right? Keep believing in your journey. And understand, again, that this is just a chapter. It is not your whole story. It's also important for us to remember that we have the power to turn the page. We have the power to turn the page. We are not merely characters in this story. We are also the author of this story, which means we choose how we want to respond in situations. We choose how we want to deal with circumstances. We choose how we grow from our experiences and how we shape the next chapter. So, as we continue our individual journeys, let's continue to remember to support one another and remembering that no single chapter defines us. We are beautiful, complex, and we have so much more of the story that is being written, right? Our current struggles do not dictate our future triumphs. So the next time you find yourself stuck in a difficult chapter, I want you to take a deep breath and remind yourself that this is just a chapter. It is not the whole story. I need you to trust in your resilience, lean on your support system, and most importantly, to keep moving forward. Forward is forward no matter the pace. So take your time, and if you are a person who believes that slow and steady wins the race, then you do that. You take your time. You move slowly at a pace that is comfortable for you. And so, as we wrap up today's session, I would love to hear what stood out for you. Your thoughts really matter. And by sharing your insights, you help make these sessions better for everyone. Your feedback shapes the future sessions that we have and allows it to be more helpful and more supportive for everyone. So again, I encourage you guys to just take a moment to reflect and share your thoughts about today's session. Know that we are here to listen and to grow together. I want to thank each and every one of you for being an active participant and for your commitment to your own personal growth. I remind you all that you are worthy, and you're worthy of greatness, and that you have the power to create the life that you envision. 4501 for YouTube. It's youtube.com/the @ and then Life Coach 614. Honestly, I believe you can just search Life Coach 614 on YouTube, and I think it pulls up. But if you want to get directly to the page, just put the @ and then Life Coach 614. And so I thank you guys for being here. I remind you that your presence as well as your contributions during the live stream are truly greatly appreciated. Your support directly benefits the Self-Care Club LLC, creating a wave of positive change in the community. Your generosity fuels this mission, and it is why I am able to keep coming back and doing what I do, serving content day after day after day. If anyone is seeking any additional information about the Self-Care Club, if you want to tap into some of these free resources we have available, if you want to book a personalized coaching session with me, I encourage you to head over to selfcareclub.org for more details. I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you again during our next live coaching session. We meet Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, I thank each and every one of you for being here today. You are all amazing.
Wake up in the morning, take a deep breath, look in the mirror.
I love you guys.
No more tears left. I see my flaws, but I see my grace. Ain't nobody else gonna take my place. Used to have my scars, now I wear them proud. Turning all the noise into a gentle sound. Learning how to love me is a daily fight. But every step I take, I'm shining bright. I'm gonna love myself, give my heart a break. Find the beauty in my soul every single day. Gonna treat me right, gonna lift me high. In the end, I'm all I got, and that's just fine. Turn off the phone, take some time alone. Healing every wound in my comfort zone. I deserve the love that I gave so free. Gonna shower it down right back on me. Used to have my scars, now I wear them proud. Turning all the noise into a gentle sound. Learning how to love me, it's a daily fight. But every step I take, I'm shining bright. I'm gonna love myself, give my heart a break. Find the beauty in my soul every single day. Gonna treat me right, gonna lift me high. In the end, I'm all I got, and that's just fine. On the phone, take some time alone. Healing every wound in my comfort zone. I deserve the love that I gave so free. Gonna shower it down right back on me. No more doubt, no more fear. I'm embracing every tear. In the quiet, I find peace. Self-love is my release. I'm gonna love myself, give my heart a break. Find the beauty in my soul every single day. Gonna treat me right, gonna lift me high. In the end, I'm all I got, and that's just fine. Love myself, give my heart a break. Find the beauty in my soul.
So MK, I wrote and produced this song.
Gonna lift me high. In the end, I'm all I got, and that's just fine. Every day, how to love me right. In my darkest moments,
It's going to be available on my website soon. I know, right? This song is called Scars and Grace. I know, right? So exciting. So exciting. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Go have an amazing day on purpose, filled with purpose. And the downloads are coming soon. Okay? Okay. Thanks. Bye.